So make sure you put your name on it so we know to get it back to you. These will probably just stack up next to our journals so that you don't have to carry them around. So just like everything else, you're going to get whatever you put into this. Some of you need pencils. That's okay. Grab one. So in order to learn the 7 habits, we're going to use colored pencils or markers to highlight parts you want to remember. We're going to memorize quotes, study the workbook, and think through the question and concepts. We're going to try and make it fun, okay? I know it's a lot to learn, and this workbook looks daunting because it's so thick, but we're going to attempt to make it as fun as possible. It's not scary, I promise. After we've learned the 7 habits, we're going to try and personalize and apply each habit in our life so that we can live out the 7 habits. Where we want to challenge ourselves to move out of our comfort zones, commit to do the baby steps at the end of each chapter in the book. The other thing that we're going to be doing is sharing these 7 habits. So you can discuss them with a friend, parent, guardian, or teacher, ideas that are important to you. Share with someone you feel close to the commitment or ways you want to change. So the goal is to be highly effective people, right? To be contributing members of society, and these habits are going to be helpful. So once you've glanced through the pages of this workbook, we're going to write our personal expectations, what you hope to learn in the box. So go ahead and take a few minutes, look through what you think we're going to be learning about, and then we're going to answer from reading the 7 habits of highly effective teens. I hope to be able to. All right. All right.
If you haven't been to my channel before, welcome to You the CEO, a place where you can grow a very greater you. Okay, so in this video, we're going to take a look at these 7 habits of highly effective teens written by Sean Covey. I'm not too sure how you got to this video. Maybe your mere curiosity got you here, or maybe your mom even asked you to watch it. But regardless of the case, please hear me out. I know how tough it is to be a teenager. Honestly, it's like a roller coaster that you're on that you never get off of. It's like you have to tackle your school life, your social life, name it, and it goes on. And at times, it really does feel like we're going out of control. But Sean has created 7 habits in which you can follow to really take control over your life again. And wouldn't you want to have a greater relationship with your friends and family, make smarter decisions, have more time for yourself, maybe even feel a little more balanced? I bet you do. So why don't you watch the next 5 minutes of this video, and I guarantee you, you will not regret it. Habit number 1, be proactive. Have you ever been mad at your mom, your dad, your teachers, your friends? You probably have. I know I have. And has it ever ruined your day to a certain extent, how that person reacted on you, and then you're like, oh my God, this is such a bad day? But this all changed when I learned that there are 2 kinds of people in this world: the people that are proactive and the people that are reactive. The people that take responsibility over their life and the people that don't. The people that make things happen and the people that get happen too. What habit number 1 is teaching us is that we are responsible for our own lives. Nobody else is in charge of it. Number 2, begin with the end in mind. Now you must be thinking, yeah, right, I'm supposed to choose my career now. Who am I going to marry? What kind of car am I going to own? Where am I going to live? No, not at all. That would be just stupid. But having small little marks of where you want to be, let's just say a year from now, is not such a bad idea. For instance, you can ask yourself, do I want to be in a gang next year? Do I see myself doing drugs or doing alcohol? Do I see myself attending college? Or what kind of friends do I see myself having? What kind of skills do I want to develop? It's all those little things that it's going to mark you further and further toward the direction you really want to go, and things that you care about. Number 3, putting first things first. Honestly, being a teenager today, I think is a lot harder than it was 150 years ago. Maybe back in the day they had to chop wood and milk the cows, but today we're tackling so many things. It's crazy. It's like, we have rehearsal tonight, we have a bio test tomorrow, we have an assignment due 2 days from now, plus we need to give that friend a phone call. It really piles up and it could get overwhelming. So being able to develop a habit called willpower, and willpower is extremely important. Willpower being able to choose the stuff that we find important and urgent to complete, and willpower being able to say no to the not so important stuff, right? Especially towards peer pressure. Habit number 4, think win-win. To be brutally honest, I think sports have got it all wrong. It's not the notion of win, lose, 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 win, not at all. In the real world, having a win-win mindset is the way to go. Basically, you're not only benefiting your egocentric self, you're helping another person grow as well. And surprisingly, it has greater rewards than if you were to go into the win-lose aspect. So getting yourself in this kind of mindset is so brutally important. Habit number 5, seek first to understand and then to be understood. Have you ever had this one friend that just seems to know absolutely everything you're feeling, and you're just like, no, that's nothing like I feel? And it's so annoying. You just don't want to say anything to that person because you know they just won't understand you. And in the real world, you first need to understand the person and be able to jump into their shoes and know what they're feeling before they can really understand you. And this skill is so vitally important, that you be able to learn, what is this person feeling? What if I were in this situation? And really learn to listen to the other person. Number 6, synergize. So have you ever seen geese fly out for the winter and they're like in this V-like formation? Have you ever wondered why? Well, I'll tell you. So when they're flying off, the wind current could be extremely strong, but by flying in this kind of V formation, they actually help each other out, and they can fly longer distances because of that. And when you hear them honking to each other, they're actually encouraging each other to go further and longer distances. And that is exactly what synergy is. Synergy is when 2 or more people work together to come up with a better solution, which they couldn't have come up with on their own. It's not my way, it's not your way, it's a higher way, it's a new way. And some of the ways in which you can synergize is by working in teams, by embracing differences, by brainstorming together within groups, and having an open mind. Habit number 7, sharpening the saw. This one is by far my favorite because you really get to rejuvenate yourself here. It's working on your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, and your emotional health. And those are all so brutally important for us to go on the everyday basis to just tackle your everyday tasks. So by taking care of yourself, you really are developing a pathway to greater successes. So you've just been exposed to the 7 habits. In the next 7 videos that I'm going to make, I'm going to take a look at each habit individually. So if you want to really learn and apply this kind of stuff, please subscribe so that you know when it's coming up. And hey, change your life today. Bye. Why was teachers let's like that?
All right, so now hopefully after looking through the workbook and listening to the summary, what are your expectations? So from reading the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens, I hope to be able to what? Learn something, I don't know. Be a better person. Be more effective. Understand why I do things. I don't know. Learn about how I could be better. Learn new habits. Try something new. Whatever you think there. Okay? Nope, this is just your personal expectation. This is about you, right? So the next page, page 3, it's on this same sheet, but it says, get in the habit, they make or break you. So we're going to think of the opposite statement for each habit. So we're going to come up with defective definitions. It says if you need help, refer to page 7. Oh, we don't have the actual book here, so don't worry about that. So habit 1, be proactive. Take responsibility for your life. What would be the opposite statement for that, Lenora? Perfect. So blame others, we could just say. It can be short and sweet, right? I love that. Habit 2 says begin with the end in mind. Define your mission and goals in life. What could be the opposite? So have nothing in mind, give up, give up, have no goal. Habit 3 says to put first things first. Prioritize and do the most important things first. What would you say would be the opposite of doing the most important things first? Doing the what? Yes, doing the least. So do the least important first. I think you can do this one. Think win-win. Have an everyone can win attitude. What would be lose-lose? Have a what, Maddie?
Gonna die eventually.
Well, that's true, but let's have a everyone can lose attitude. Is that what we're saying? Everyone will lose attitude. Something to that extent. You might have worded it differently, and that is okay. This is yours, remember. Habit 5, seek first to understand, then be understood. Listen to people sincerely. Don't listen. Or you could try to be understood first, right? Synergize, work together to achieve more. We could pretty much put don't in front of most of these, right? Like don't work with others. We said don't listen for number 5. Don't work with others. We could add 2 others here. Habit 7 might be a little bit trickier to think about, but sharpen the saw, renew yourself regularly. What would be the opposite of renewing ourselves? Maddie, what do you think?
Just stay the way you are.
Stay the way you are, yeah. You could stay the way you are, you could wear yourself out. Stay exactly the same. So we thought about things that we don't want to do, right? When we are thinking about the things that we want to become habits in our life, it helps us to give defective definitions because it helps us understand each of the habits a little bit more before we jump further into it. So now we have paradigms and principles. I think you're getting a tad bit restless though, so I think we'll look at paradigms and principles, but not today, if that's okay. Is that okay? I'm good on this for the day.